Hello guys, I'm Abdul and welcome to HTML course tutorials. In this video, we'll be discussing about how the text is displayed in HTML. In editor, we know how we code, but in web page, how the text is displayed. Now if I write here, how are you? Then in the second line, I will write here, I am fine. Okay, save it, reload it. Observe that in my editor I wrote the text in two lines, but in my web browser, my web page, the code is being displayed in a single line. Why is it happening? Because HTML will avoid any unnecessary spaces. To tell HTML that it needs to put this two sentences in two different lines, you need to add a special tag. Okay, the tag is BR. BR is officially stands for break line. It tells HTML that after this sentence, after printing this sentence, it will see BR and BR will tell it that it needs to break a line now. It needs to go to another line. Let's save this, reload the web browser. We see that this time both the sentences are being displayed in separate lines. Now what if I want them to be displayed like this, but there must be a line between them. I want it like this. So I can do the, instead of BR I can write HR. Let's save this, reload the web page, web browser. This time that both the text are in separate lines, but there is a whole line between them, like a separator. These HR can be used to separate paragraphs from each other. Okay, now the third thing comes that if I add here multiple spaces like this much and save this, reload my web browser, in my HTML web page, the number of spaces you can see, the user can see, are only one. Okay, why is it happening? As I told you before also that HTML will avoid any unnecessary spaces. So here all these spaces will be converted to only one. Now to tell HTML that it needs to add more spaces here, there are two ways that you can do that. I can add here multiple spaces and put my whole code inside a pre tag. It's pre, okay. Let me save this, reload it. This time everything is in a pre-tags. So see here that the code that we wrote, here are multiple spaces, and in our web page it's showing multiple spaces as well. But the second thing, why the text went that way, it didn't happen because we uh, made the text inside a pre-tag. It happened because pre-tag will print everything as it is, and now I added all this code inside a pre-tag. There are spaces here, spaces here, spaces here, and there is space here, and everything like this. Okay, and now if I do the same, but this time I go here, bring everything here. Okay, then save this, I will increase here. Okay, then reload my web page. This time everything is perfect because it's, and HTML will see the pre tag, it will see what's inside it, it will go exactly how you are giving the pre tag the input. Okay, it will see that you are writing how are, then multiple spaces, then you, then an HR tag, then you are typing I am fine. It will print exactly how you are writing, but due to HR it will, and what it will do is it will make separate both the sentences in a separate line. If I remove this HR, what will happen? Save that, reload it. It will print it whole in a single line. Okay. Now if after removing HR, I move this text into a separate line, save this, reload it. This time it's right here, but why? It shouldn't move to a separate line because after seeing p tag, HTML will be printing everything accurately same. See here, in this I just moved the text backward. There were two tab like amount of 4 spaces, and after saving and reloading the web browser, this time the text is at the back, fully at the left side. Okay, so if you enter something inside a pre-tag, it will be it will give an output of accurately the same text. Okay, now another way, if you don't want to use a pre-tag there, if you think it's a problem and still you want to add multiple spaces, you can use entities of HTML. There are multiple entities. You can get all of them from the official website of HTML, that is W3C School, W3 Schools. Okay, I will type the name here, W3 schools.com. Okay, I will be giving the link of the website in the description, so you can go there and check out all the entities. But here I will be using the entity to add multiple spaces. So let's assume that I want to add multiple spaces between these two sentences. Now if I add them roughly right like here and save and reload my web browser, nothing happens. Everything the same as before. There is only single space here, while here in my text editor I added a lot of spaces. To use the entity, there are multiple entities and you need to write them accurately the same. So for adding multiple spaces, you can use the entity first ampersand, then NBSP, then a semicolon. Okay, see how the text color changed here. This color tells us that it's an entity, it's not a string, it's not something to be output. It shows, it is telling the HTML what to output. Okay, so if I copy this and paste it multiple times like amount here, save that, reload it. This time the amount of spaces has increased. Okay, here the amount of spaces will be like there are 84 characters. You can just divide them. I don't like that much calculation in coding. Okay, these were two ways how you can display the text with multiple spaces. Obviously there are more entities that will show you how you can add 4 spaces at a single time in your text. We will not be covering them in this video, but in the later on video that I will make a separate video of entities. In that we'll be seeing all the entities, not all, some. Okay, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe my channel and turn on the notification bell so you can get the latest updates of my new videos.